so it is Hideout, as you can see. Palisade walls, a false comfort around your starting base. Could be subject to feudal pressure, however the most common play on Hideout is still to go for mostly fast castle, at least for the pocket position players. So let's have a chat about the player civilization picks here. We have Timo with a Slavs pocket here. So Slavs, they have some mobility in their access to knights and cavaliers. Their siege workshop units are cheaper, and come the late game, their infantry, their halberdiers and champions are some of the best in the game, especially if you can get to the unique technology called Druzina. So Timo likely to play the mobility role here, together with the flanks, whatever they are up to. Right hand side, we have Lithuanians for Mr. Wolowitz. So Mr. Wolowitz will certainly go for the cavalry play here, most likely. Although Lithuanians admittedly could, with their starting extra 150 food, could pull up an early feudal age and go men-at-arms towers as well. But I don't see Lithuanians doing that, even how viable it could be from flank. So we'll be seeing Mr. Wolowitz ideally contesting relics around the map. They have 3 relics pretty close to Mr. Wolowitz's starting base, and the remaining 4 on the other side here. So absolutely in a spot to contest some of the relics and get to that attack boost for his knight line units. Finally, on the left side here we have Burmese for Pac-Man Stally. Burmese, they have a versatile tech tree, they have elephants, they have strong infantry, they have full monk tech tree, more or less, cheaper monk technologies. But what they're most famous for is their castle drops and the Aram buys, because they have an access to the unique unit Aram buy, which is has a ridiculous powerful unit to have in the castle age. They melt buildings with their ranged attack. I think it's 17 attack or so for a regular Aram buy, and can just break through the palisades like paperwork if you have a decent mass of them. So I'm expecting to see Aram buy for the Burmese, but you shouldn't exclude feudal aggression and men-at-arms tower either, because Burmese, they get +1 per age starting in the feudal age in terms of attack for their infantry, halberdiers, men-at-arms, all these things. Looking at Pac-Man Stally's walling though, I'm suspecting a fast castle and a castle drop here. I think like Torbo even sees it, that the way these houses are placed, Pac-Man Stally is not going to go for any early aggression here. So good scouting by Light Corvo is already forward at minute 5 here to gather some intel, and this kind of gives it away that Mr. Pac-Man Stally doesn't want to be touched until he has reached castle age. We'll see if he goes to stone later on or what the play is here though. Now for Druz, we have Rabbe playing the pocket position again. They've switched up the civs a bit. I mean, Franks would be great here too, but there are rules in League of Empires stating that each civ can only be used 3 times, which essentially means that you'd need to switch up your civs and go for some unconventional choices. Not that Teutons is unconventional. Teutons are a fantastic pocket civ, only lacking speed. They have some of the best paladins in the game now, with +1 melee armor in Castle Age and another one in the Imperial Age as a bonus, giving them slow but strong paladins. They lack husbandry, so they will be outrun by humans, Franks, and all other cavalry civs with husbandry. Fantastic boom for Teutons as well. Their farms are 40% cheaper, almost half price, so it's just so easy to get Teutons food eco running for a long game. On the right hand side we have Chief here with Saracens. I've seen him playing Saracens before. He's definitely going to go into the archers. The infamous Saracens bonus against buildings archers, siege archers if you want. That could be, you could even justify feudal age action against Lithuanians here if that's the Chief's play, remains to be seen. But it is most low, it's going up to the feudal age here at 19 pop, queuing the militia. It's going to be men-at-arms towers here on Chief's side. But last but not least, let's mention Light Corbo as well, with Ethiopians here. Strong archer civ with faster firing archers. Looks like he's going for the straight archers build here, or a fast castle. Nah, it's gonna be the straight archers, because he's already going up to the feudal at 22 pop. Barracks goes up just now. That's going to be finished well in time on the next stage, and archers production will be effect. I'll see if Cheap's scouting is on point here. Will he expect Man-at-Arms towers from Lithuanians? So he finds the enemy. That's no surprise that this is Mr. Wololowitz's hideout. We'll be seeing some long distance hunting here. And he's trying to gather some intel here, but actually I think he missed the barracks. So he can't actually know that there will be men-at-arms coming his way. For now it's just, isn't men-at-arms archers? I mean, I guess it could work as well, but it's a pain in the ass to break through the palisades with men-at-arms only on hideout. Maybe through the gate you'll have a chance, but since Sheep here is going straight archers, I'd still argue that men-at-arms and towers would be a more viable choice here for the Lithuanian players. Double ranges for Light Corvo. Single range for now for Cheap, but probably going to drop a market as well and tweak the market price a bit. Here's the second range as well, so double ranges indeed. We'll have to force some quick houses here. That's going to take its toll on the wood economy, but with 11 on wood, overall repairs or house walls behind this should be an issue. Just keep the palisade up and locked for long enough to get out your few archers, and the men-at-arms are bye-bye. So I really think Mr. Wololowitz would have a better chance with towers here. I mean, just hide the tower here, and then Cheap can't quick wall or place production buildings this closely behind. I don't understand the archers play with the Lithuanians, because their archers are subpar. They are not viable in the Imperial Age, so you'd be stuck with crossbows. Of course, you'd transition to something else by now, but as you can see here, Mr. Wololowitz literally isn't doing any damage here. Double range up for Cheap, archers in production. No ranged units to deny quick walls either, so Mr. Wololowitz's men-at-arms investments has been worth nothing so far. On the other side we have Mr. Light Corvo with the double ranges production. Blacksmith market for the Burmese player, going for the straight fast castle layer and a nasty intense stone investment. Is Druz Lite like a Druzina B team? Yes. That's the easiest way to explain it. Druzina's A team, they are 1700 plus 1v1. But for Druz Lite, we have Light Corvo, Cheap, Rabbe, and Palm, who is in the chat, where Light Corvo is close to 1600, whereas the other three are in the 1400 plus. So that's why they are one division below, but they are looking at a promotion very soon, I think, because they are basically winning all their games. Archers run in here. We have Lithuanians without the armor, but with superior numbers, also with men-at-arms to potentially work as a meat shield here for Mr. Wololowitz. Maybe the archers push will work out after all, but we're up against Saracens here, and even if you pick off villagers and stop the income here, Chief will also always have the opportunity to tweak the eco with the market, which is of course up for Saracens here. We can look at the market stats as well. Doesn't seem affected yet because Saracens have amazing prices for the market, but here comes the third range already. And that's, for any other civ, that would be too early to sustain consistent production. But the third range, no problem with Saracens. You could even go forward with this kind of investment on gold and wood, because you just keep using your market. Meanwhile, Light Corvo has broken through on Pac-Man's side, 2 defensive towers being denied here. So Light Corvo really isn't going to allow the Burmese RMY easily here. Let's look at our friend Pac-Man Style's stone count here. We'll probably be able to build a defensive castle in the Castle Age if he deletes the tower foundation and keeps mining stone, but the eco is looking less than stellar here for Pac-Man Style. Only 50 on food, and yeah, generally struggling for resources. No gold, no food income. This is a disaster and a very strong forward for Pac-Man Style. Thanks for the follow, wear tag. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's go even with small masses of army here. Forces 4 towers, 5 towers total. Delays the castle of Pac-Man Style. And we won't be seeing any Iron Buy soon, and Iron Buy, in any case, isn't necessarily viable against Ethiopians, because they have faster firing archers, will outrange the Iron Buy, and make quick work of them once they come to the field. So a bit of an unlucky sim matchup on the left-hand side here. Meanwhile, Rabbe, our Teuton's pocket here, is just booming away, triple TCs, re-walling, extending the space here a little bit, and doing his own thing. He might even not even get to contribute here. It's because Chief is now going to go forward as well. A little bit of tribute sent, that's probably to facilitate the cast and drop for Pac-Man Stally here, and here's where it's gonna go right next to the TC. Cramps it up against the TC here, so that garrisoning inside the TC is an option if Light Cowboy tries to deny it here. Garrisons pulls away, Light Cowboy is just maximum annoying here, while Pac-Man Stally desperately tries to get the first castle lap. 17 Saracen archers forward. Just look at this gate now. If he he goes for the production, that's actually a good call for Chief. That means that Wolowitz, if he loses the range, will not be able to go into skirms. Roughly similar army numbers, same upgrades, and still a man-at-arms and scout alive. Chief outnumbered right now, but no skirmishers. So with a proper micro, we could still look at Chief taking a favorable engagement here, but he backs off. He wants more numbers. Triple range production against 2. Chief knows he will be having the numbers advantage here soon enough anyway. So Light Corpo is happy with the damage caused. He pulls his archers back home in anticipation of the cast stage here. We have Mr. Wolowitz clicking up as well, so the actual fuel aggression paid off here is going to reach the cast stage before Chief, who hasn't quite clicked yet, but also has a very decent mass of dangerous Saracens crossbows in the mix here. There's the click actually, just as I said that Chief clicks up to the next stage. Wants to preserve the numbers, obviously, get into the crossbows, and will, however, be looking at Lithuanian's crossbows before he can get to them himself. But here's Rabbe with the Teuton Knights, not Teutonic Knights, but Teuton Knights. There's a difference there. To assist as a meat shield here, while Timo is mainly helping out on the left-hand side. We're going to push with Mangonels and Iron Buy here. I like the Mangonel call. That's going to make it easier to take out Ethiopians' archers' numbers, and you could also push the production behind the walls here with Mangonels. Chief a little bit impatient here, knows that the production is outside, so he could deal with those. Finds an opening in the gate as well, or has the gate opened, but look at how quickly it goes out. That's 3 volleys with the Saracen Field Age Archers. Production capabilities down for Mr. Wolowitz. Cast stage right around the corner. It's going to be Cheap reaching the cast stage last, but then again, Rabbe is in to cause some serious idle time on Mr. Wolowitz's side here. Left hand side, nothing particular happening. Iron Buy and Mangonel stacking up, while Light Corvo has crossbow Bodkin on the way, and we'll have an easy time dealing with the Iron Buy at least, but in combination with Mangonels, I'm not too sure. 7 Iron Buy against 26 faster firing crossbows though. I think this is Light Corvo's fight to win. So right hand side, still archers, but soon to be crossbows for Chief. Crossbow obviously in for our Mr. Wolowitz again. Rabbe again, he runs in with small numbers of Teuton's Knights here without the +2 damage. Actually, he doesn't have any defense research at all, because this is the Teuton's melee armor. Now maybe he has +1. He has the fuel edge upgrade. Still, you'd really want the +2 when engaging against archers. 34 against 27. Looks like Cheap wants even more numbers here. Quadruple ranges now, whereas Mr. Wolowitz has gone into the Knight switch here. Watch the other side. What's going on the other side, Light Corbo? There's nothing going on here. It's just a few Iron Buy roaming around. They will die to the Ethiopians' crossbows anyway. Easy. Easy. Or will we get the boom? here. No harm done. Okay, let's see the micro of Lite Corvo here. Can he out micro 3 mangonels? Question mark. I actually like the positioning of the mangonels and armbar here of Timo and Pac-Man Stally. It makes it hard to engage against 3 collected mangonels here. No stable for Lite Corvo, but of course Rabbe has snipes and he's going to run in for the rescue. Snipe at least, probably snipe both mangonels here because once the mangonels are down, Lite Corvo can easily engage here and bring down the mangonel numbers. Look at the village accounts as well. Pac-Man Stally, 1 TC, all in. Took some serious hits. Here comes the second castle, but their economy is probably less than stellar here. Wood and gold though could still sustain production.
Okay.
Meanwhile, it's on the right hand side. We still have the crossbows alive for the Lithuanian player here, but Cheap is with the superior numbers. Only +1 for the knight as well, so the crossbows will 1 or 2 shot this one easily. So splitting out the groups for Micro here as well, and Wolowitz will be losing all of his army, no problem here. Good work of Cheap, splitting up the groups as well to get maximum output of the shots here, firing at different intervals. So that's an easy cleanup here. And see some yellow dots on the other side. Rab just stacking up on his cavalry units is going to contribute after all, and will probably snipe another few mangonels here easily. But Mr. Wolowitz calls the GG. Seems like a fairly easy matchup for Druz Lite, this one, and congratulations on the 2-0. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, don't be disrespectful to Nepo Clown. I'm assuming there's a bit of an elo gap between the players here. Let's go. 40-21. That's Cheap who is the man of the match here though, not Lite Corvo. Lite Corvo was just defending. Cheap was doing all the work on the other side with 40-21 KD. Good job with the Saracens there. Rabbe mainly just booming, but of course providing some army to help on either side. He wasn't really needed on the right hand side. And Cheap man much, please don't inflate his ego. Well, I'd rather inflate Cheap's ego than Lite Corvo's. End of story. You both played well. I changed my mind. It's Rabu is the MVP here. He's the best eco buff R with 83 villagers high and also providing 60 military to the match. So, well played, Rabu. That's it for Division 2. I'll be doing one Division 1 set as well.